What's going on, guys? RBG here, bringing you a breakdown on the Transformers Reactivate announcement trailer. And let me just say, if you haven't been following my coverage on this thing, it more than likely threw you for a loop once it was revealed. Even if you were watching all of my videos on this title, the trailer probably still left you confused on as to what this game will entail. But fret not, my friends, because I'm going to do my best to explain everything, so stay tuned. Now, before we get started on the video, I gotta give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, TubeBuddy. As a successful YouTube user, I often get questions asking what I use to get my videos tons of views, and the answer to that is TubeBuddy. This thing has helped me take my channel to the next level in ways I never imagined. It's a browser extension that helps new and experienced YouTubers grow fast and optimize their channels. I've been using this extension for years and it's constantly getting updated with new features, like the SEO tool that helps me come up with the perfect title, description, and tags to get more people to click on my videos. It even provides you with analytics beside your videos to see how much traffic your video is generating from various social media sites. The extension is absolutely free, but as a special offer, we're giving a 50% discount for channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers that purchase the Pro upgrade. All you have to do is enter in the code RisingStarBuddy. So if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel or taking your content to the next level, download the extension now. You can do so by clicking on this link that'll be provided in the description of this video. But yeah, guys, if you've been following my coverage on a specific title, chances are you are expecting a trailer for a game called Transformers Rise. That was said to be the latest game coming down the pipeline, and it would supposedly be riding the hype of the marketing for Transformers Rise of the Beast. But once it came time to get that big TF video game reveal, what we got was Transformers Reactivate, which left a lot of you confused, not only because the title name, but because the overall atmosphere that was relayed in the trailer. But you can rest assured that this game and Transformers Rise are essentially one and the same. Rise was obviously a working title that was ultimately going to be changed to match the overall tone this game is going for, and in all honesty, I was expecting this game to have this overall atmosphere, which is a dark and depressing one. If you look at the trailer, the Earth is in utter shambles and humanity is on its last leg. One of the biggest complaints I've seen regarding this trailer is that the presence of the humans is more dominant than ever, and at first glance it definitely seems that way. I mean, of course you see these horrific creatures wreaking havoc on the city, but it does look like the trailer lacks what the game essentially is named after, which is Transformers. Even when we see one being activated at the end of the trailer, it still somewhat feels like you're watching a promotion to a totally different game. But that's one of the things I absolutely love about this trailer. Like, you have to pay close attention to all the little details littered throughout the video, and the lack of Transformers shows you how dire things are in this post-apocalyptic Earth. A key detail that lets you know that this is a Transformers game is the fact that you see the Cybertronian words or Cybertronics scattered throughout the trailer. That's the common language for the Transformers, and it's been a thing since G1. In most recent media, it was featured in the Bay films where you would see it scribbled all over the robots such as Optimus Prime. I always thought that was a nice little detail that showed his Cybertronian roots and Prime birthright. Other instances would be when we see from the Transformers perspective where they're taking in data or scanning a new vehicle. You'd always see the Cybertronian words there. And in this trailer's case, most of it is shown through the perspective of a mystery Autobot. And there's one thing that I want to clarify regarding this overall perspective. After noticing this, some of you have been asking if this is an indication that the game will be a first-person shooter. I mean, it definitely gives off those vibes since this looks to be a heads-up display. But based on the file documents I got over a year ago and the other leaks from reputable sources, this game is said to be a third-person shooter focused on fast, frenetic movement and combat. I also want you to keep in mind that the visual scene in this trailer is all CG. None of it comes from the graphics engine. If it did, there would be a description at the bottom of the screen saying that it was the actual in-game footage. Now, what I will point out is that this game is being co-developed by Bulkhead Interactive, which is a studio that's best known for games such as Battalion 1944 and The Turning Test, two titles that just so happen to be first-person shooters. So I'm not sure if these rumors of Transformers Reactivate being a third-person action game were true, or maybe those initial plans were scrapped to make the game a first-person shooter. All I do know is that this title was originally going to be developed by Certain Affinity, but for whatever reason the development got switched over to Splash Damage and Bulkhead Interactive. So all the rumors about this game being Transformers meets Warframe may not be the case. But regardless of that, all the other rumors and leaks seem to be spot on. Like the file documents have suggested, humanity is on the brink of extinction, but it's not because of some random alien attack. It's actually largely due in part because of the Autobot and Decepticon war. If these details from the leak have remained intact, the Cybertronians may have been the cause of all of this. They suggest that the Autobots and Decepticons were waging war over a superweapon, but it ultimately ended in a big explosion, decimating both factions. The mystery superweapon was then shattered into massive shards that rained down on Earth with devastating impact, corrupting the land where they fell. Now, with the combined fate of the Transformers and humanity threatened, the Autobots and Decepticons are forced to band together and fight for survival against the corruption brought on by the shards that they're calling Aegis. Now, this was leaked years ago, as I said earlier, so some things may have been altered in this story, but recent leaks have indicated that most of it will remain intact, because we got leaked cutscenes a couple weeks ago and they were quickly pulled by Hasbro. In those cutscenes, it alluded to this game being a multiversal affair between the Autobots, Decepticons, and humans to stop a greater force who has unleashed robot zombies through a nanomachine virus. And just looking at the visuals of this cinematic trailer, we can actually see the beginning of this incident as well as the aftermath, because we see what looks to be a giant piece of alien shrapnel landing in the city, which the leaks say is New York. I mean, everything is in chaos and the civilians are running for survival, but for the most part the city is still intact. But it's when it cuts to another scene you see what's become of that location a little while later after this incident. Everything is now in shambles and looks corrupted, as the leaked files suggest. You see certain parts of the city actually disintegrating. Like, you can actually see the ashes rising up in the air as if the aliens are using the material for something. It's almost as if the overtones of this game's story will be that of salvaging and restoration, because on the human side of this trailer we see them trying to revive this mystery Autobot whom one of the humans suggested should be melted down for ammo, and this shows you that things have gotten so dire that the humans have to scrounge around for resources, even if it boils down to using dead Cybertronians, which was already made apparent when you see this mystery bot's flashbacks. If you look closely, you can see that he's in a vehicle mode and he's trailing behind two familiar Autobots, one of which looks to be an ambulance who is most likely the Autobot medic Ratchet, and the other a highly armored truck who could either be Hound or Ironhide, but I'm thinking it's the latter, because Ratchet and Ironhide have always been put up in teams as the medic and enforcer, not to mention that in most of the Transformers lore they've always boasted similar robot physiques. And if you look a little closer, that truck looks to be red, so yeah, we're already seeing iconic Autobots in action. It's just that this new threat has made such an impact, it's hard to even notice anything else. That just shows how big of a threat this thing, which is called the Legion, is. Everybody is focused on them, which is why the Autobots, humans, and even the Decepticons will be teaming up against them. But yeah, if you go to the official site for this game, it says, and I quote, "The gravest threat to humanity has arrived, and it's already won. Earth is no longer ours, it belongs to them. All we have left is our hope for the Autobots, as we salvage them from the rubble left behind." And that description matches up perfectly with what the file documents describe. You're gonna have to venture out into all these corrupted areas, or shard zones as they're called, and salvage the remains of these Transformers. But here's something that I think will shake things up for this story, and that's the decision making aspect, because the file documents say that the player will have to make choices in this game. We're talking factional choices that drive you towards the Autobots or the Decepticons. Apparently all the headquarters and NPCs are going to hinge on your decisions. I can see certain Decepticons like Starscream persuading you to take a damaged Autobot you found and reformat them with some kind of Decepticon programming. Like, you gotta keep in mind that even though the Cybertronian factions are fighting alongside each other, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna see eye to eye. There's most likely gonna be a lot of infighting going on, resulting in a tug of war. Like, there might be characters who are still looking to seize control over this super weapon, so yeah. But anyways, besides the other two Autobots, we got a good little Easter egg featuring Optimus Prime. A little toy figure of him could be spotted during this scene where the mystery bot is regaining consciousness. Since we're mentioning the legendary iconic leader, I want to show you the style this game is going for in terms of the designs and stuff. As mentioned earlier, this is very much a post-apocalyptic world we're going to be roaming around in, and the designs of the Cybertronians are going to be a reflection of that. As you can see by this design of Optimus Prime, he will have a very Mad Max style vehicle form where it's fitted with heavy metal parts to make him more durable in combat. It seems like all of the characters will have something that allows for more armor and mobility depending on the locations they're going to be in. Like this version of Bumblebee, who will have parts that specialize in off-road adventures. In my opinion, his outboard looks sick sick, but I'm not too sold on his robot design. It's just something about the huge bulges on his calves that looks off, but everything else about these designs looks great, especially this sick looking version of Megatron who looks like he could fit well within a new Transformers movie. Now, in regards to this mystery bot who everyone has been assuming to be Bumblebee, I hate to break it to you, but that's not B. As a matter of fact, he isn't any known character in the Transformers lore. He's actually an entirely new character you'll need to reactivate and customize throughout the game. The characters you'll be controlling are known as recruits from Cybertron and the surrounding Transformer colony worlds. The leaked files say that their playstyles will depend on the mentors you select, so if you choose someone like Starscream, you'll probably be a Seeker type Transformer. Now, in regards to what the actual graphics will look like, all I can tell you is that this game will be running on the Unreal Engine. Not quite sure if they'll be the latest version of it or what, but what I can say is that there have been some images of human characters that lead me to believe that it'll be on par with the CG trailer. Like this leaked image we get of the human mechanic we see in the trailer who's said to be named Delvin. It looks to be an in-game render of the character, and if you ask me, he looks pretty good in this. So yeah, but with that, I'm gonna end the video. I hope you guys will stay tuned because we have so much to go over. But until then, I want to know your thoughts on this. Are you liking the overall story and tone this game is going for? Or do you think it's veering away from what a TF game should truly be? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I ask you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. But if you really enjoyed the video, I ask that you share it on all the different social media outlets with all your friends and family members. Sharing really helps me out. But once again, this is your boy RBG, aka the Random Black Gamer, signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.